Hey, Fleck, you got a joke for us today?
We use music to make us whole, to balance the fractures within ourselves.
I'm nobody. I haven't done anything with my life like you have. Let's get out of here.
What the world needs now is a love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to nibble on. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Tell us, what's changed, Arthur?
I'll tell you what's changed. I'm not alone anymore. That's what we should be talking about.
I want to see the real you.
Welcome everybody to Late Night Talks. It's your favorite villain, General Zod here, and tonight got some funny stories, got some news stories as we get ready to do our late night commentary, the commentary that y'all know and love, where I bring up silly, ridiculous, and or entertainment news and put a silly, ridiculous spin on it, because a lot of shit that happens in Hollywood is silly and ridiculous. My co-host, the fearless Pop Culture PB, should be here momentarily. He got stuck in the woods, as you do when you're a bear. But I shall go on. I shall persevere and kind of stumble into some of these great stories that I have for you tonight. So hopefully we laugh, we cry, we learn a little bit. Just a little couple of things I want to do before I get into my stories for tonight. I want to just say thank you for everybody who watched the last of the James Bond watch-alongs with us. It was a raging success. 666 views. Thank you, everybody who watched that. For all the people disappointed, I am working on getting the viewing experience a little bit better and eventually getting it to where everybody can view it. Tried a program. It was a horrid failure. There was some funny shit in it, though. Go check out that stream as soon as you're done with this one. It is James Bond, No Time to Die, and thank you for everybody who watched that. We didn't have a tier list on Wednesday because everybody couldn't get together, but our tier list will be back next Wednesday. I will not be here. I have to go in for the bitchy one because, I work outside of this. So, however, I still will have my stream going on. So there still will be a Wednesday stream. It will just not be me on the panel. We'll work all that jazz out. And next Tuesday, I'm going to have a Rebel Moon Part 2 watch along. That you will be able to join me because I did find out the extension program I have. I can have you people come in and watch stuff on my Netflix. You don't need an account. So when that stream happens, I will give you guys the heads up. It will be fun. There will be a lot to do. So yeah, we'll be doing that next Tuesday. As far as other things I have a couple of different reviews I'm working out on a couple of different things coming out, so stay tuned for that. I changed video editing software program, so a couple of my reviews that I have done, I'm still working on. So I've got a review for a couple of different movies and TV shows, Parasite Grey, and a few other different things that have come out. So I will be currently working on those, and just a bunch of different things, bunch of cool stuff, cool things for the kids and the YouTubes. So if you want to watch any of that stuff, feel free. It should be fun, should be exciting. Anyways, that's all of my nifty things I had to say. So let's just jump into a couple of things that I wanted to talk about tonight. There is a controversy that directly affects me. A controversy I've been meaning to talk about for some time, but because I haven't had my late night talk shows in a bit, and these are going to be happening every Friday, I'm going to be starting doing them. A couple of Fridays I skipped because I had the little one, but I want to be more consistent on these Friday night streams, so I might even have the little one come on and do a stream with me. We'll see how it goes. But a couple of different things have been going on. So if you guys don't know, I am huge into gaming and huge into a lot of other things. So we're going to be talking about something with gaming that I think is relevant for everybody. I got a story on Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. I've got a funny story about a lemur. And I've got an even funnier story about a Florida man, because I feel like, there's hilarity in Florida for no apparent reason. Have no clue why. What the fuck's going on with Florida? So many Florida man stories. But for brevity, and because I'm trying to stall a little bit for my co-host to get here, let's get into I'm going to skip ahead to a story that is pretty it's what I'm interested in. So let's talk about something, a movie that I thought did very decent, as far as in its own kind of right, and it's had a much better reception than the first movie, and I'm looking forward to its universe. We have Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yes, the connected universe no one ever thought that they needed. But now that it's becoming a reality, we all realized we definitely, most certainly needed it. So, the first story of the night, let's break down this new masterpiece, this new treasure trove, this Avengers. This is the next Avengers style movies that we are going to have. And you know what? I'm fucking here for it. I know these are schlocky films, but I've always had a dream about a horror franchise that would be like B-movie connected universe. This is everything I've ever wanted in life that I never had a clue I ever needed. And it's a dream. It's a reality. So here we go. This is from Uprocks. If you want to follow along with these articles, the links are in the description, and you can follow these as I talk about them. But Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey team are teasing an Avengers-style horror movie featuring Pooh, Peter Pan, and more. So I don't want to give any spoilers on Pooh, Blood and Honey, but there is part 2. But there is certain things that happen that tease where things are going. They do a very cool thing where they show a bunch of end photos. So stay after, not directly after the movie, but there's like their credit scenes, and then it goes into like a mid-credit scene, and then stay a little bit, and there's a little storybook thing with the credits, and they show you pictures of the characters that are going to be next that they're adapting. This is fucking awesome, and I can't wait. A blood and honey fucking sick horror Avengers style movie. Yes, sign me up. So, next is Bambi, which I'm looking forward to. It's a mutated version of Bambi. Bambi's mother's still gonna fucking die as per canon, but they're gonna do Bambi. They're gonna do Pinocchio. They're going to do a fucked up version of Peter Pan. This is great. So, according to Uproxx, there is something satisfying about multiple characters across different films interacting with each other in a much bigger, grander film, a la the Avengers or Deadpool Wolverine or Rugrats Go Wild featuring Smell-O-Vision. But when you take a bunch of bad guys like, say, Freddy or Jason and turn them loose against the world and each other, that's when you get real cinema. Yes, I could not agree more. We don't need any more superheroes taking up space, but having a bunch of evil childhood characters is a nice option. From the makers of Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey, and its sequel, Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, which I'm just going to say right now, favorite B-movie of this year. And I'm just going to go out and say, horror is not done this year, but this is a strong contender for my top 10. And like, that's no bullshit. Like last year, I left Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey Part 1 off of my list. I didn't bash it as much as people are. It was a terrible movie. Granted, I was drinking and maybe slightly doing other things, and it made the experience super enjoyable. Me and Bitchy loved the movie. Granted, we were drinking and other things were involved. So, I didn't find this movie personally bad. It was what it was. But Part 2 is a massive fucking upgrade. Like, in every sense of the word. I really could see exactly what these creators wanted to make with this film. And I think seeing what I saw with Blood and Honey Part 2, I could see a fucked up fairy book childhood universe set of movies, especially because they allude to Peter Pan in Part 1 if you listen to her talking about it, and they allude to Pinocchio as well. And I just want to see these fucked up Disney property type movies because I think it would be hilarious to see movies that kind of take these childhood characters we all grew up with and twisted them. Or maybe I'm just a villain and I enjoy seeing a bunch of villains on screen battling it out. But we have the Pooniverse coming, which is the greatest fucking name for a connected universe ever. And yes, it is called the Pooniverse. That is fucking amazing. Right there, I will see anything that comes out of this universe. I think that's hilarious. Great play on words. Good job, guys. Good job. But the Pooniverse, an Avengers-style flick slated for 2025, so we're a year away from that. The movie is set to feature characters from Jagged Edge Productions, which is the production company that has just made a ridiculous amount of money between Pooh, Blood and Honey Part 1 and Pooh, Blood and Honey Part 2. So Jagged Edge Productions are going to be spearheading these movies, and the movies will feature characters based on childhood icons. The next one is Bambi, The Reckoning. I cannot fucking wait. That looks super fun. This is the character design of Bambi. They're supposed to be like a toxic thing, kind of like a toxic sludge type of thing that mutates it. I don't know, the usual shit. The Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare and Pinocchio Unstrung. In addition, to the viral Winnie-the-Pooh installments earlier this year, Jagged Edge producer Scott Chambers told Variety that the idea was inspired by iconic horror franchises over the years. As horror fans, we would love to see Avengers that is all villains. Which, yes, I agree 100% with Scott Chambers. I would fucking love to get a movie with Avenger style type, like, characters that all have fucked up backgrounds. Maybe they lose in their respective stories. Once again, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but like, maybe you have them lose, you have a couple of survivors, then all of the villains and all of the survivors from the subsequent movies have like a big fucking giant battle royal. That to me is a great idea. And I think the thing I like the most about this premise, the thing that really does this for me, is that I like the idea of them doing something different. Like, these are movies that have been done to death. We've seen Pinocchio, we've seen Bambi. God, Disney is digging up the corpse of all of these movies and remaking them in live action and redoing them. Let me tell you something, folks. I'd rather see Bambi The Reckoning than fucking see the bullshit Bambi movie that Disney has planned this year. I think it's a giant goddamn waste of time. And like, the Little Mermaid remake was garbage. Pretty much all of these movies were absolute garbage. And I do like the fact that the IPs are up for grabs. And I say, hey, if someone's got a fucked up creative idea, let them do it. Let's let them, really come up with some crazy creative things. And this to me is super creative. So, they are going to do Bambi the Reckoning, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmares to go along with the Pooh installments. He said he was also saying that I'd love Freddy Krueger, Jason, Halloween, Scream, and all of those. Obviously, that will never happen, but we can make it happen in our own little way. And that's where this film was born. Yes, the next logical step is to making a horror movie is to get all your cuddly childhood friends and make them evil. The film will see monsters team up to take on the survivors from the previous films. But in classic evil guy fashion, the villains slowly turn against each other. Godzilla would never. This is just fucking fantastic. I love this idea as much as I'm sure PB would love this idea. PB, how would you like, okay? Just how would you like an Avengers childhood fairy tale, like evil childhood characters assembling an Avengers type group and killing survivors and slaughtering a town?
Wait, what villains?
Okay, so it's gonna be Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. So it's evil take.
Oh, we talking about the no longer copyrighted verse?
Yes! Is this not the best thing to happen to fucking movies? This to me is the
In a
greatest.
while.
This is the best thing to happen in a while. So you see these fucked up pictures. This right here is Pinocchio. You got Bambi. You got Pooh fucking riding Bambi with an axe. Tigger over here. I think this is supposed to be Mother Goose or something. They've got Piglet. And I think the final lineup is supposed to be like Pinocchio, Bambi, Peter Pan, Winnie-the-Pooh, Piglet, and Mother Goose somewhere in there. But the lineup, the first ones that they're calling for is going to be Bambi the Reckoning, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, and Pinocchio Unstrung. That's like phase
I
one.
just want hello Jane. I just want Bambi to be like Dear Avenger.
He is, dude. They showed, so I don't want to give away any spoilers. Hey, Jane Creek, what's up? If you watch Blood and Honey, there is not an end credits scene, but stay after the end credits because they show you concept art for the next movies as they're ending the movie. So it kind of turns into a picture book for the credits, and all of the pictures are the concept arts for the next film, which I was like, that's cool. So they don't have an end credit scene, but they kind of snuck it in like an Avengers thing where if you stay after the movie, you get a sneak peek at all of the concept art for the next movies. And so, yeah, they do like Bambi's supposed to have some kind of fucked up story. His mom still dies, but there's like chemical waste shit that happens and turns into, a killer deer. Peter Pan. Now, this is where shit gets dark. And if you
Peter
found
Pan's easy to turn into a horror movie. It's halfway there already.
it's halfway there already. So if you
There's a grown man going around abducting children.
yes, so if you rewatch Pooh, Blood, and Honey, and you watch the therapy section from the main character, which most people didn't pick up on, she talks about a stranger that was stalking her, and that's why they go into the log cabin where the shenanigans happens. That's actually supposed to be Peter Pan, which the director confirmed. So they turned Peter Pan into like a fucking
Exactly who he is.
stalker? Yeah, basically. They just make the character what it is. He's stalking kids, and he stalked her when she was a kid. So it's basically what Freddy Krueger was. And then
I mean, we can change. I'm pretty sure his middle name is Slender, so he'd be Peter Slenderman.
And then you have Pinocchio, who, I mean, I think Geppetto is creepier, but you could do a lot with Geppetto's character to make him what he felt like. Like when
Dude,
you
it's a doll that comes to life. That's pretty fucking creepy. That's the most terrifying episode of Goosebumps.
That's basically Chucky's homeboy. Him, Annabelle,
Yep.
and now Pinocchio are gonna all hang out. It's gonna be great. I am so fucking excited. I have not been excited for a universe since the original Marvels. Like, this gives me Marvels vibes, where it's like now you can watch these movies and then they all connect together, and then you get that Avengers style type movie at the end. So the first ones slated for this year are going to be Pooh, Blood, and Honey 2, which has already come out. Maybe we'll do a watch along for that. They have Bambi next, The Reckoning, Peter Pan's after that, and then towards the end of the year, Pinocchio. And then they're going to have, I think, 2 more movies to set up the other characters. One's to do with Piglet, one with Mother Goose, and then it's going to be the Avenger. It's called the Pooniverse, or Pooniverse Assemble is going to be the name of the fucking...
Pooniverse?
No, Poohaverse, but it's so close to Poon.
I thought you said Pooniverse, and we were talking about The Rock.
So what do you think of this, PB? Is this not the greatest thing anybody has come up with in a very long time?
I'm down for the connected universe, and if it's something where we don't have to worry about destroying the characters because it's a complete reimagining, I don't see how that could be bad.
That's what's so great about this. Okay, so let me put 2 scenarios in front of you. Okay, you have Disney coming out with Bambi, a brand new remake, or you could go and see Bambi the Reckoning, part of the Poohaverse. Which one are you going to see? Because I'll tell you which one I'm not going to see.
Yeah, I'm not going to see a movie that they're just going to destroy again. It's like all of the rest of them, even though, like, I've watched a couple other remakes, and I was impressed by some things and disappointed by most of it.
Okay, so let me show you, because much like Marvel does, they've got a little the Jagged Edge production team has put together their release schedule. Like how the MCU does its timeline stuff. So hold on a second. Let's pull this up. Okay, so this right here, and I've already, I think I've like commented. Mine is on the bottom because this thing's got like millions and billions of comments. So as you can see, this is the Twisted Childhood Universe by Jagged Productions. You have Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, Bambi Reckoning, Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare, Pinocchio Unstrung, and then in 2025, Poohiverse, Monsters Assemble. Dude, I don't know who the marketing team is. This is like the best thing to happen since, I don't know, fucking...
I don't know, it'll probably be as enjoyable as sliced bread.
There we go.
That's high praise.
Or fine G's. So I am super excited about this, and I made it the first topic because it was the one I could talk about with you running late. You could just jump in and give your thoughts. But yeah. So he's saying they definitely got 4 movies, but if it gets more popular, they want to add more characters that are losing their license, which I could fucking watch these forever. I'll be honest with you. They keep this shit going till like 2030. I'm good with that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how many years did it take? 2008 to 2019. So you got 11 years out of the Infinity Saga.
Oh, yeah. So I don't see why you couldn't do these movies for like 20, 30 years, man. I want to be... I at least want to see a conclusion when I get too old to watch them. Like, you know what I mean? But I'd be fine if we just get a full, like, saga. But I really think if you handle this right, and these movies are made for fucking dirt cheap. You can tell by Pooh, Blood and Honey. Dude, that movie made such an ignorant amount of money on such a stupid low budget. And even the latest one still had a low budget, but it was slightly higher, and the opening weekend, it damn nearly made it to its budget. So these movies are super fucking cheap to shoot. They probably don't take that long to film and do all of the shit you got to do, so they can release them in a pretty good cadence without, like, overdoing it. And if they keep on making money, the budget will just get better and better. So shit could get wild. So by the time we get to like the Avengers Assemble fucking giant, all the bad guys versus all of the good guys and survivors from the other movies, that movie should be like the biggest. That's the movie I want. I know this is a dream, but I want like a $200 million budget.
I don't want to end
the stream. Just leave. There we go.
Yeah, so, like, I want a $200 million budget. I want, like, a Thanos style, like, but this is the great part about these movies. You are actually cheering for Thanos. I mean, in the theater, I was cheering for Thanos. I thought he was fucking right.
Of course you were.
Heroes. Yeah, hey, he had a good point, PB, and he didn't want to kill the whole universe.
No, he had a
like,
good
see,
point.
Me, I'd have killed the whole
he
universe.
had a terrible solution.
You can't argue with the math. He had the math.
Yes, I can argue with the math because the math doesn't end. Like, he did the math equation and was like, this is the end. Yeah, except people are going to continue to repopulate. You could have, if the problem is resources, couldn't you snap more resources into existence?
Nah, because fuck them kids.
I'm all about killing guys that need to be killed.
But so we're giving this a thumbs up. We're excited about this.
Oh, for sure.
Keep an eye on. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep an eye on the Poohiverse. I mean, Poohiverse. It sounds so similar. I can't help but to say it that way. But let's talk about Poon you might not necessarily want. We're going to talk about Star Wars. not in a positive way. Sorry, PB. So
Oh,
there's a big controversy going on in Star Wars. Ubisoft, who, if you guys don't know, bunch of fucking scumbags. They've been scumbags for years. This doesn't affect you, well, unless you are a gamer and you like games of any kind. There's a big controversy going around. PB, you remember back in the day, how much do you remember paying for a good quality? How much do you remember when you go to the store and the new Pokemon game came out and you said, I gotta have green, red, and yellow, of course, because yellow had you starting with Pikachu. You could not have yellow, right? So you got green,
are you
blue,
Japanese?
red. Oh yeah, I got the Japanese yellow version.
You started with green and red, Mr. Japanese man.
Yeah, man, because they didn't have the other ones yet. I had to wait until they released it here in America. Toga, what's up?
I have no idea how much any of the original ones, any of Gen 2, any of Gen 3, like, I didn't start buying them again until Gen 5, and then I want to say Gen 5. What's that? That's like 2011, 2010. I think it's 2010. Well, I'm not entirely
I was
sure.
leaning
Doesn't
towards
matter.
11, 12, but it doesn't matter.
Right. $40. It's $40 then.
Hey, so PB, let me ask you, what recently was the price you paid?
For the newest Pokemon game, I ended up paying with or without the DLC.
Let's just fuck it, include it all.
Oh, with the DLC, which gives you everything, and I did a pre-order to get the bonuses, which didn't give you any of the price off, but you got the extra stuff. It came to $90 total, and I was like, you know what? I've been playing it for a year and a half. Like $90 seems like a pretty decent investment to me, but expensive.
Now, just picture you're like me, and you know how I am, and you get games. Maybe you want to share them on stream. By the way, check out my Marvel Snap content on the alternate channel. But say I want to switch it up, right? And I get different games on the computer. You know, I'm really like, hey, let's do a let's play of this game and that game. How much do you think I'm paying for any new game, except for maybe Helldivers was the exception? There's a couple of indie games that are exceptions, but how much do you think I'm paying for a game on my PS5? Just ballpark it. What
$70.
You fucking psychic. $70 a game. But no! You know what Ubisoft said, PB? They said $70? Hold my beer. You want to know how much they want for this piece of shit? Just take a wild guess. If you had to do a number, what would be your guess?
If I had to do a number, like a wild guess would be $100.
Close. They want $120 for this new Star Wars game. I would say it like this, and for anyone who might be younger or offended, close your ears. But this game better suck my dick for $120. This game better give me the biggest fucking self-confidence in the world. $120 fucking dollars? PB, we're halfway to being able to buy a brand new system at this point. Now, a brand new system is $500 to $600. Thankfully, even with that economy, that hasn't really gone up. So just imagine that the games you're paying for the system are actually getting just as expensive as buying the fucking system.
That's crazy.
It is crazier that you are saving money on the system to play the game, but the game is getting just as expensive at the fucking... I saw a Logic controller, or no, it was the new PlayStation 5. You know those fucking fancy dual controllers, right? It had a little sound thing in it, little fucking micro booster. The thing fucking talked to you, asked you if it was like fucking Knight Rider, this fucking controller, right? That controller was $90. Still fucking cheaper than this game.
I do like me a nice controller like that.
I can buy two
Muse?
controllers for the price of one game. Even Toga agrees with me. Says, "Damn, yeah, that is a damn. That is a big damn because it is respect. It is borderline offensive." And you know what company? So Blizzard. Remember we talked about Blizzard, the fucking rapists and pieces of shit over there. The head of Blizzard then had something to say. You know what the dude at Blizzard had to say after this came out in the most tone-deaf statement I've ever fucking heard? He said, "You know, I was playing Elder Scrolls the other day, and don't get me wrong, Elder Scrolls is a great game. You should definitely play it. Or no, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a great game. Definitely play it. It's fucking phenomenal. I have it on 2 different systems. That's how fucking good. FirmSoft knows how to play games, and they don't fuck you over like these pricks. But so I was like, cool. He's liking the games. He said we should be able to tip developers.
What, like give them tips on how to not make their games shit?
No, like you go to a fucking restaurant and you give them 10%. These tone deaf, ridiculous fucking idiots, particularly the high up idiots at Blizzard, came out and said, "You know what? We should totally be tipping these people." No, why don't you give up your fucking money that you're spending on your goddamn yacht because you're fucking gamers in the ass, and you give them more money instead of fucking firing people? Because that was the same week that Blizzard and a bunch of these fucking companies laid off more than 500 to 800 fucking employees after they completed their game, of course, because they got to get the fucking labor out of them. They fire them, and then they say, "Oh yeah, the creators are great. You know what? You guys, not us, because why would I want to give up my fucking yacht, my mansion, and my fucking beautiful home, and my fucking wife's new tits? No, you guys, the consumers."
Whoa, what was that last one?
It's like, come on, they're buying their wife's shit, okay? So anyways, he's like, "So why should I give up that shit?" No, now on top of paying $120 for a game, they also want you to tip them. This is...
I got a tip for them.
What is that?
My penis.
So Star Wars Outlaws controversy. Welcome to the Phantom Zone. If you haven't seen Late Night Talks in a while, you're in for a treat. It's going to be a wild ride, especially when we talk about Star Wars. We're both passionate about it, and if it wasn't
they started hiring more female game developers, right?
Yeah, and I hate to break it to everyone.
What's up, Lemon Pie?
Oh, our favorite pie, Lemon Pie. What's up? But they haven't been doing well. See, they did all this diversity bullshit, but you know what mistake they made?
Whoa. He's my second favorite pie.
So, you know what mistake they made? Diversity doesn't mean that you hire someone who's unqualified. So they hired a bunch of female directors and things like that, but they forgot the most important part of that, PB, is that they're fucking skilled at their job.
They're like, we need a woman. She started doing the job, and she was like, "Well, there are no kitchen utensils on this set. What do you want me to do?" That was getting the kitchen women.
Speaking of which, if you don't want to be in the kitchen, but you do want to get your man a great gift, you know what's a great gift, PB?
I don't know what's a great gift, but I'm hoping that it's cheaper than one of these frickin' games.
Something that's cheaper than one of these games by Ubisoft is actually a friend of this channel, and it's movie palettes. And you can find movie palettes at moviepalettes.com.
Oh!
Yeah, when you go to moviepalettes.com, you can get a palette of a scene from your movie. So what they do is they take the scene, the background scenes, and they put them in these great colored lines, and it goes and follows the movie. So each pattern on this palette follows the scenes from the movies, and they got everything. You like Zack Snyder? They got all the Zack Snyder movies. Why do I bring them up? Because we're gonna watch Rebel Moon Part 2. You like fucking Christopher Nolan? You can find Christopher Nolan movies. You like Batman? You like Superman?
I like it when Zack Snyder stays away from the characters that I already love. That is what I like. Now, my question is, Do you have any way to show me what any of these movie palettes look like?
Why, as a matter of fact, PB, I do. You know, here on the channel, I'm a huge Nicolas Cage fan. So, thanks to moviepalette.com, I got a palette for Nicolas Cage's National Treasure, one of me and Bitchy's favorite movies. Look at those beautiful colors right there. You know how much this bad boy
you can
cost?
almost tell exactly when they are in Philadelphia with the colors.
Yeah, look at that. And you know how much one of these bad boys cost me?
I have no idea.
Well, normally a palette like that would be $25, $30, which is still cheaper than the games we're going to talk about tonight. But because I entered promo zone code 15, thanks to me being the best villain ever, and they were like, Zod, here, take this. We don't want you to blow up the planet. I said, okay. You put in the promo code zone 15, you can save 15% off of all of your purchases. And you want to know what else is awesome? If they already have a sale going on, not only do you get the sale price, but you also get my 15% off on top of whatever sale's going on.
Holy shit, what a deal.
What a deal is it, right indeed. So go click the link below if you want to support your favorite villain here on the channel, because YouTube isn't, because they're a bunch of pricks. Check out moviepalette.com, click that link, just copy and paste my promo code zone15 and you can save yourself 15% off. And thank you, moviepalette.com, for sponsoring the channel. Still, like, this is year number 2. I don't even think they watch my content, but thank you, Dave, over in marketing. I got this marketing guy. His name is David. Sent me a link. He's like, how's it going?
They definitely watch your content.
So, David, you're a champ. We love you, and thank you for sponsoring this channel. We appreciate you. You're number 2 of being sponsored by moviepalette.com. So thank you for everything, and go check them out if you would like to support the channel. So let's go back to the big controversy.
Guaranteed to arrive before Christmas.
Yeah, if you order now. Let's go back to this controversy. So Ubisoft explained why fans are mad.
Ubi. I pronounce it Ubi.
I mean, I feel like you could say it either way. I've heard both ways. So
I don't really care, but we got to argue about something, because I don't think we're going to be doing a lot of arguing about this article.
Star Wars Outlaws is the most recent video game to have a wider internet up in arms. So what's the controversy about, and is it justified? Well, after years of previews and speculation, Star Wars Outlaw finally received an official release date alongside its latest story trailer. In tandem with the announcement, Ubisoft has also revealed the various editions of Star Wars. So, I want to be clear before we get going. There is a $60 value. What do you get in the $60? You get to fucking play the game. You gotta wait like a schmuck. So the game, you get, if you buy the $120 version, you get the game 3 days ahead of time its actual release date. So that means, just think about that, PB. The game's fucking done. They could release it at any time, but they make the date later so that if you want to be special, they'll release it 3 days earlier.
I'm already special.
For the $120 price tag. But here's where
that's what my psychiatrist told me.
But here's the con. They're already fucking done with the game, right? Getting it 3 days earlier is the biggest fucking scam ever. Because whether you got it on the 26th or you get it on the 23rd, it was always done. It's when they choose to release it to certain people. And people are actually fucking being swindled and bamboozled and scammed into paying the extra money just to be special. That is the stupidest fucking...
Well, I mean, I pay money from my psychiatrist to tell me I'm special.
Yeah, but at least your psychiatrist is doing something.
Special.
He's making you feel special.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a thing.
Lemon Pie says, hell day for marketing. Thank you, Lemon Pie.
Yes, Dave.
Why? We're going to get into this, but I'm going to say greed. It's all greed. And it's getting to be a Hollywood thing for games. They want, in the words of Angry Joe, give me the money. Fuck you, pay me. That's what this is all about. It has nothing to do with making a good quality game or giving us a good product. It's we are big giant piñatas that they just fucking whack with a baseball bat, and the treat that they get is our fucking wallet.
I've been known to do some whacking.
Oh, good God. Not that kind of whacking.
What are you talking about? Whoa. You never play whack-a-mole? What? What are you talking about?
I thought you were going in a different direction.
Oh.
Ubisoft also revealed various additions. The wave of information has been met with a staggering amount of discontent from prospective players. Of course!
That was a beautiful pause. There.
Larger names like Asmongold, who he's great. I might pull up the video for you guys to watch because he fucking rips into it to them. Have weighed in on Ubisoft's proposed outline for the game and what is perceived to be anti-consumer practice. Because it is. It is an anti-consumer practice. While this is the primary through line of the controversy surrounding Star Wars Outlaws, there are a few different facets to the complaints made by players. The outline should give some clarity on the various points of contention from the community. Pricing, season pass, early access, and of course, Ubisoft's response. Because why the fuck would the corporation respond with anything fucking logical? Because when they piss off the players, you know the best thing to do when you piss someone off, PB? You just fucking, when you've started a fire, right? You just fucking take a can of gasoline, throw that fucker in. Don't even take it out of the gas can. Just throw the whole fucking gas can in there because you want to create the biggest fucking bonfire and just set the whole world ablaze. That's Ubisoft's plan. They're like, fuck it. Scorch earth. We're just going to fucking piss off everybody because you know what gets people to buy your $120 game is when you piss them off with everything you say. How many times have we seen this tactic work?
Every time?
Oh yeah, it's always worked. The only time I've ever seen this backfire is Captain Marvel. That's like a freak of nature. I'm crediting Brie Larson's ass. But anyways, Star Wars Outlaws.
That Captain Marvel made at least 50% of its money off of its placement, as in when it got released. That is
and
the
we can
biggest.
Say that confidently.
Now. Very confidently with where it's sat and how good the Marvels did with how good of a movie it was, because it was way better than Captain Marvel. Like,
I mean, we're always going to disagree on this.
Marvel. You don't think it's better?
No, because of that fucking singing planet. I will never forgive them for that.
Oh, I love that scene. He's bilingual. He's bilingual. Relax, guy. They sing for like 5 minutes.
Okay,
that's it.
And the villain is the most terrible villain that we've ever had in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm just going to say that. She's more terrible than Ronan. You guys remember Ronan? No, you don't.
What's wrong with Ronan? He had the universal weapon. Ronan was great.
Ronan was great, but I'm saying you don't remember him because he had about 2 seconds.
I remember everything about him.
I'm saying she was a Ronan knockoff.
Stone, smacks it into the universal weapon, drives his ship through the fucking Nova Corps fleet. Oh my God. He says, I'm going to burn Xandar to the ground. That's good stuff.
My whole problem was they didn't utilize him enough, but we could both agree that the villain in the Marvels was fucking weak. Weak sauce. Terrible. Worst Marvel villain yet. I say yet because they can always go lower. So, Star Wars Outlaws pricing backlash. Star Wars Outlaws follows the same tired pricing as most Ubisoft games. And you know what? This isn't fair to Ubisoft. This is not just an Ubisoft issue. Any fucking game I've seen this year has been $70 for the base version, 90 or 80 for the 3-day access pass, and then $110 for the does your car get the DLC, get skins, gives your mom a gift on Mother's Day
We're
edition.
talking like Buffalo Bill style. I feel like that's what Buffalo Bill would do if he was around today. He wouldn't buy video games. He would not buy any video games. He would only buy the DLC so that he could get all the skins.
So, how are you guys? I'm doing
we're
good.
doing good, Toga Muse. We're doing real good. It's Friday night, late night talks. I'm going to say night a third time. There we go.
Star Wars Outlaws follows the same tired pricing.
Pause. What is this ad playing in the corner? What is this Star Wars stuff? What is that?
Oh, that's Build the Galaxy. 25 years of Star Wars.
Oh, it's Legos. It's Legos. Oh, Lego Star Wars is amazing. Continue. It's not $100 fucking dollars either.
It is definitely not. You know, you could buy the whole Lego set for under the price of this game. Or at least you can get that fucking Millennium Falcon they're showing. So, broken up into standard, special, gold, and just to be fucking crazier, Ultimate Edition. So, the Ultimate Edition in particular is cited in the discussion as particularly egregious because the Ultimate Edition is at $199. That's Australian. Nobody fucking cares, but the Aussies are getting fucked more than us. $129.99 for the Ultimate Edition. Also, I don't know if they bring this up, but a little side note, there is supposed to be 2 day 1 DLCs. PB, if you were a smuggler going on an epic adventure as this...
Ooh, sailing again? Doing some sailing?
No, this time you're in the Star Wars universe, right? You're a Han Solo character. Wouldn't you like to go to Jabba the Hutt's palace? Wouldn't you like to see Jabba the Hutt before he met his end?
I don't really want to meet Jabba the Hutt because if I'm meeting Jabba the Hutt, that means I'm not smuggling properly. Like, I'm not a bounty hunter, I'm a smuggler, right? That's the whole point. Like, I'm doing the Kessel Run in 11 parsecs, motherfucker.
Yes, you're doing the Kessel Run. You're not being hunted by his bodyguards, hopefully. But if you want to get the day 1 DLC, right? It's already in the game, but they gate it off unless you buy this collector's edition. So you can't experience the day 1 DLC unless you get the Ultimate Edition, or you separately pay another $40 on top of the base game's $70. Yes, the fucking DLC is $40 in this.
Wait a second. What's this number on the screen for?
This is the Ultimate Edition that you can just bypass that. Then you don't have to pay the $40 to access a map. It's already in the game.
You said 70 plus 40 is 110, not 129. What is this?
129 is the price that they're asking for the special edition that just includes all of the shit instead of paying for it separately.
Did you read this paragraph yet?
No.
Read the fucking paragraph and then answer my question, because you're like talking about what you read instead of talking about what's on the screen.
Okay, so this is the original price. This is $129 for Star Wars. This was what they also did with Avatar, because I read ahead. As many have pointed out in discourse, Ultimate Edition's recent Ubisoft titles, because they did the same thing for Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, which I actually was able to get this edition because Bitchy brought it for me. And I will say, Avatar, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. The game was actually good. It was worth it. I'm still fucking playing.
The game can be fun because you're playing through it instead of watching everything unfold and being like, why?
Yeah, it's funner to be a Navi than it is to watch James Cameron fucking narrate that piece of shit. But
Now,
anyway.
to be fair, like, if this was going to be like a full-blown VR thing, I don't know if I want to have sex with a flying pterodactyl thingamabob.
Yeah, kind of weird. But here's the breakdown. So, this
Includes
is what you get.
2 upcoming story pack DLCs.
So you get more story. I mean, that's how it works in Pokemon too. Like you can get all of the Pokemon in the game if you trade for them, but you cannot get all of the Pokemon in the game playing by yourself unless you buy the DLC, which is kind of dastardly, but like there's no stopping this tidal wave of us getting screwed over by games not being completed and sold to us. Can you imagine, like, hey, we released Super Mario, right? We released it and you played through the whole thing. And now we're going to release Super Mario DLC. And then you got to go buy the cartridge. And you just continue your Super Mario game. And it's like,
all right,
didn't you make the game and then let me play the game instead of you made the game? And then you're like, yeah, we're gonna hold some of this back. We're gonna hold some of this back. We're gonna hold some of this back. If you pay us extra, then you can indulge, bastards.
And that's the problem because remember, DLC never used to be sectioning off parts of the story.
Like removing the story. That's what I'm talking about. Like DLC is.
They're literally taking chunks out of the story that's already created. That's the thing I find, as you put it well, PB, dastardly. You're not giving us extra where you're like, okay, this is the full story, the whole shebang. Have fun doing smuggler shit, the Kessler run, whatever. You could maybe fucking bump into Han Solo. Cool, I'm all down for that. Little smuggler story. Got a cute little creature. You got to do it in Star Wars. Things gonna follow you. Great, cool. Like, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is that this game, unlike most games, is sectioning off parts of the story. Like, you could go to Jabba the Hutt's palace. You can't get in unless you pay for this pack. So it's rendered. It's in the fucking game. It's a part of the game you paid for. But no. Fuck you. Pay me more money. That is scumbaggish. Like, if this was something like, we got the whole game, but now we're going to give you, because we love you, Star Wars fans, and we respect your time, which we've been getting fucked by Disney, and now we're getting fucked by Disney's games. Or we can't see. You know what's sad? We can't even blame Disney for this, PB. I just want, because I've heard this bullshit.
No, this is 100% a Ubisoft thing.
This is a Ubisoft thing. Disney has nothing to do with this for once.
What is up, Deborah?
What's up, Deborah? Good to see you here. Welcome to
I hope you don't mind that I had fun pronouncing your name.
Welcome to our crazy, funny late night show. You're in for a treat. We are talking about getting fucked by gaming companies, so welcome.
And not in the fun way.
And not in a fun way.
That's my favorite kind of pie, lemon pie.
This is the painful, bent over counter fucked way. So, Deborah, here's what we're talking about. Ubisoft released this game. This is the $130 game. This is the value. So things that should be in the game, they gated off. They didn't take it out of the game because they showed a build of this. This stuff is all included in the game. But if you want to access it, on top of paying $70, they want you to pay more money. Or, here's the deal. Here's the great deal. You can pay $130 and get the shit you should have got for $70. And there's assholes who are going to pay this, PB.
I mean, okay, when I bought the Pokemon game, right, they could have put everything in the game if they wanted to. Like, I'm not 100% sure if all of the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted. Like, I can understand. It says 2 upcoming story packs. Okay, so it's possible that the DLC isn't completed yet. It's possible. But I'm a massive Pokemon fan, so of course I'm going to buy the freaking DLC. I'm not going to miss out on being able to play some of the Pokemon. So,
But
like,
that's
they
part
got me
of.
over a barrel, guy. Like, what are you going to do?
But that's part of what they call FOMO, right? Which is the need, and with our, and this is geared towards us, PB, because we're old school gamers. We got that need, that urge to complete everything. Like, if we like a game and we get it, we're the assholes who are going to buy this shit. Now, I know I'm yelling and ranting, but if I get a game now, I'm going to pay the $120 because I want everything included with that game, but there's still a scumminess to this because, and now, did you know Spider-Man 2, which was great? I love that. I would never bash it, but Spider-Man's 2
Spider-Man 2? Wait, you're talking
for
about
the
the video
PlayStation
game or the
5,
movie? Oh,
the
okay,
video
yeah.
game, for the PlayStation 5, had a $200 million production for a fucking game, PB. $200 million and marketing. You know how much they made back?
Whoa. Say that again?
$200 million.
To make this game on the screen right now?
No, to make Spider-Man. Now, I'm going to loop it back around to this game.
To make Spider-Man 2, it cost $200 million, and that includes the marketing cost?
And that includes the marketing cost. And they now, unlike movies, video games is broken down into units. So they have to sell as many units to equal that. And to this day, right now, they've sold maybe enough to bring them up to 100 million or so, which is pretty good. But it's a question, just like it is in movies. Do you need a $200 million game to be made? And this is the issue coming with AAA, right? Do you need a $200 million game because that forces you to put this bullshit promos that are on here? And unlike movies, you can't have continuous ticket sales, right? Person's going to buy a game once, play it, and be done with it. So you got these higher productions, and then these studios are getting fucked over because the head of the company wants a high-budgeted game to put out and put the microtransaction in and all this bullshit, and then fuck us gamers over. When you got games, and here's the thing with Pokemon. Even with the shit you were telling me, I can guarantee you the production and the shit behind Pokemon is not that expensive. They make stupid dirty money. That franchise has the still to this day.
Pokemon's good at making. Pokemon is good at making money. That is their number one thing that they're good at right now. Like, they make okay games. Like, there's glitches all over the new game. You just see them all over the internet. Just put in Pokemon Scarlet glitch, boom, there'll be a whole bunch of videos that line up. And the glitches can be game breaking. So I didn't really deal with any game breaking glitches my entire playthrough. Not that I can remember. Usually just like weird stuff. Like if the ball falls on the ground and the camera's sitting at a weird angle, it's like looking through the earth.
Deborah Cohen says, I played 2 Walking Dead games and some city building games on my phone. Some of the phone games are money grubbers too. Yeah, cell phones are the dirtiest money. I call that
cell
dirty
phones
money.
are terrible at microtransactions. Just ask Zod. He spends like $100 a month.
I do.
That's terrifying. Why would you admit to that?
But to be fair, my new addiction, Marvel Snap, I'm also in a tournament. Go check it out. I'll be training for my tournament. I got a couple of decks ready. But to be fair, in the new game, Marvel Snap, which I played Marvel Strike Force, and I spent a lot of money in that. But Marvel Snap, the money I have spent is not to pay to win. The money I've spent is to like get a season pass with one card that they put specifically in the season pass. But you can get every card I have on my deck by just playing the game. You don't have to spend any money. But if you create content like me, you have to spend money to get the newest card so that you can promote it for your deck. Obviously, like I just got Red Guardian, and I can tell you right now, I'm assembling.
I like the Red Guardian.
Oh yeah, I'm assembling the Thunderbolts. I got Red Guardian. I got Evil Captain America. The best part about Falcon and Winter Soldier, that Captain America guy.
Wait.
Beat the dude with the shield. What was his name? Agent 13? Was it? Or no, U.S. agent.
You
Yeah.
talking about John something?
Yeah, but in the comics, he's called U.S. agent or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got him, and I got Hope Summers. So, like, but,
Who the
you know,
heck
that's
is Hope?
neither.
Who is Hope Summers?
Hope Summers is part of the X-Men. But anyways, that is a point.
Oh.
I haven't had to pay.
Is she also a Cyclops or no?
No, she's kind of like Jean Grey. She's got psychic, like.
Oh,
so
she is their child.
I believe so.
If her last name is Summers, she has to be Scott Summers' daughter.
Yeah, but it's PB. It's the weird timeline shit. She could be, or she might be Wolverine.
Oh, 616 bullshit.
Yeah, 616 bullshit. This sort of thing is becoming complacent among AAA gaming spaces, but Star Wars Outlaw is bearing the brunt of the outrage. No, it's not. We've been sick of this shit for years. This just happens to be the biggest bullshit that's been released. Of course, it's not just overall price, but it's what it's contained in its premium edition. So the season pass controversy, in particular, the sticking point in the controversy surrounding Star Wars Outlaws.
In the conversation
surrounding Star Wars Outlaws is Ubisoft's decision to gate day one content. So this is what I'm talking about. Content that's already in the game day one. This isn't a expansion where they've already finished the game and they're adding stuff. This is already in the fucking game day one, but they gated it off behind a season pass offered in the higher price editions. The gold edition is priced at $40, and the base game and ultimate edition comes in at $60 or more. So the season pass itself is slightly higher because normal season passes I've paid for is $30 typically. Some, if you're super lucky, 20, or you can get them on
what
sale.
The heck does
later.
a season pass get you? I've never gotten a season pass for anything.
I've gotten the season passes from my Xbox because I'm part of the Xbox Live thing because I gotta get the fucking thing to play Destiny. They give me 10% off of season passes, right? So I might pay $15, $20, but the normal price for a season pass is between $20 to $30. But not Ubisoft. They said, hold my beer. You're not gonna pay $20 for that. No, $40 fucking additional dollars. So if you just buy the $60 or $70 version, you can't play the special levels. No, fuck you, pay me. You gotta pay an additional $40 on top of the $70 you already paid for the fucking game.
You're not. You're missing a big point here, unless it's just a typo, because it could definitely be a typo, and it wouldn't. What website are we on?
We are on. I don't know who they are.
Anyway, I'll get back to my point after I read this comment. Deborah says, I don't spend any of my money, or any of mine. There's no my in there. I don't spend any money on the phone games, though. It takes forever just to get a new character, though. Yes, it does. That's because they want you to spend. Anyway, this doesn't say $70, Zod. It says 70 pounds.
Okay.
Which is like $85.
Oh, that's worse. Goddamn. I didn't look on it on the PlayStation yet because you can reserve it. But I mean, I might fire up the PlayStation and check out what the reserve price is on it, just so we get an idea. Because I can tell you right now what they want to pay. So just talk about your thoughts on this while I boot up my PlayStation and find out on the good old PlayStation Store.
Wait, like, you want me to give like general
reserve
thoughts?
It, so they got the prices.
Oh, okay. Single player game comes at a minimum of 70 pounds. Like, is that true that they're like putting people, because if that's £70 and $70, like they're getting a lot more value selling games in the UK. That's ridiculous.
So the standard edition is $69.99 with tax. That's $71.29 or something like that. The Ultimate Edition is $129, and the Gold Edition is $199.99.
$200?
Yep.
And it's a download?
Yes. Oh, the Gold Edition.
Oh, if I'm paying $200, I need a Steelbook at minimum.
So for the $200 one, you get Star Wars Outlaws, Season Pass, Sabark Bundle, Rogue Infiltrator Bundle, a digital art book, and 3 days early access. With the Ultimate Edition, you get Star Wars Outlaw, the Season Pass, 3 days access, and with the regular Standard Edition, you just get the game. Fuck you, you're a scrub.
Ha! You're a scrub. I don't want no scrub.
So, yeah. And this is like right now, you can hear my shit playing. Let me mute that. You can hear it in the background. That is on the store right now as we speak. Those are the actual real fucking prices for this game. That is ridiculous.
$200?
That is ridiculous. You ever been, what is that? Betas?
Y'all ever been betas?
Betas.
I assume it's betas. The folks that play the game before the game is officially out, I've never been part of a beta before.
I have. I was a beta on Marvel Snap, and I did the beta for DC. The shortest card game ever, because they didn't even get to the launch. I fucking love that card game. I finally got a General Zod deck, and like everything else that DC does, they fucking destroyed my hopes and dreams and shut down the game. It was such a great card game too. But yeah, I've beta tested a couple of games and actually had early access. I'm trying to get early access to the new Marvel Rivals game that's coming out on Steam. I submitted my email and my channel link and stuff, so hopefully they give me beta access and I'll do some playthroughs because it looks fucking awesome. But yeah, I've done beta testing before, and it's cool to see a game and how far along it comes. And even with those types of games, I consider them a good investment because you get to see the creators' early build and how much they improve, or in some cases, how much they don't improve. With Marvel Snap, it was how much they improved. I thought DC was coming along great, but they just didn't have the player count to really launch.
You gave up on that game real quick.
Oh, no, I was still playing it. I just didn't stream it as much because they started having lower and lower content. And I was like, fuck, they're going to cancel this. And they did. They canceled the game. It was a very depressing day.
I'm sure.
But yeah, both give access to the game Season Pass, and pre-ordering either edition gives players access to the special mission centered around the iconic Jabba the Hutt. The decision to lock this mission behind what many consider prohibitive price points has drawn the ire of users on the R-Gaming subreddit. This single-player game comes at a minimum of $70, and it's got content cut out and sold separately. Are you fucking serious? One prospective player asked incredulously. I don't know why so many people are surprised Ubisoft is doing the normal Ubisoft stuff with this game. Another replied a matter-of-factly. But that isn't the point, because it's those assholes that make Ubisoft do this shit by saying, oh, well, it's just silly Ubisoft. Guys, that's their thing. No, this is every company in gaming is doing this. I could go down my list right now and read you off games that have a price point exactly like this. There's Skull of Bones, Sea of Thieves. Let's see Sea of Thieves. That was an Xbox port. They got Standard and Premium Edition. Now, the Standard Edition is $49.99. That's a pretty decent price. Let's see what Premium is. Oh, Premium is $60. Well, what do I get with the Premium Edition? I get Ruby Viper weapon set, a Scarlet Storm parquet set, a fucking Sea Dog. I don't even know what that is. Season 12 Plunder. And, wait for it, 5-day early access.
Oh, 5 days.
What a crock of shit. This is every game. And this is what I'm saying. This isn't just an exclusive Ubisoft thing, like, let's just shit all over them. And I'm not a big fan of theirs. No, this is every game that I look at has this ridiculous fucking different price points for these games. It's like, now I look up an independent game, Darkest Dungeon 2, which I have on my computer already, right? This is by an independent studio. Guess how much they want for Darkest Dungeon 2? Now, this is just the standard edition, doesn't come with the DLC, which is already out.
Welcome the road to wisdom. We are talking about getting bent over a barrel and anally raped until they take all of our money.
From games. So Darkest Dungeon 2, right? I got it for my PC. This is about the same price. Guess how much this game costs? Just throw a number out there.
Which game?
Darkest Dungeon.
I have no idea like what it's supposed to be, so I'm gonna say that it's $54.99.
$40.
Oh.
If you want to get the special edition, it's $44. And you get the DLC, which adds a brand new character, a new boss, and a couple of skins. And you get that for about, what, $4 or $5 more? And this is an independent studio. This is, what studio is this? Fuck, I forget the studio's name. But this is, Red Hook Studios. They did Darkest Dungeon 1. That game was like $20. And basically it's a rogue, like, you die, you gain experience, you learn, you get a bunch of skills, you go back on your run, try to beat it again. There's like 4 or 5 acts. And this game is the price we used to pay for games, PB. It's $40 fucking dollars. And if you want to get the DLC, which, keep in mind, this isn't a new chapter or wasn't part of the game. This is a brand new shit that they made, that they added on to the original game for $5 extra. You can get a brand new character, a brand new boss, a couple of cool new skins and new features where you can paint your character and make them different for their runs and all sorts of shit. And they add new modifiers and shit for $5 extra on top of the asking price. So instead of paying your $30 to $40 or $39 to $40, you'd pay $44 to $45. So for damn near half the price of what a new game costs, you can get a whole entire game that's hours. And I do mean hours because it's a fucking hard game to beat. You get hours of gameplay and a brand new character for less than what Star Wars is asking for on a game they finished, which is a single-player game, and they decided to block off and take the content and lock it behind a paywall. What a bunch of fucking scumbags. Hey, Road to Wisdom. Good to see you here. Y'all have a good stream, gents. I'm not a gamer. Oh, that's all right. Road to Wisdom. And by the way, Road to Wisdom, I have to have you on sometime to talk about some power, because I'm like in Tommy's story. We all got to get together and talk about that. And if you guys don't know, go check out Road to Wisdom's channel. He does great reviews. He talks about all sorts of stuff, and he's just a really cool guy. Go check out his channel. He's great. Deborah was saying, when I was a teenager, games didn't cost this much. Yeah, It's ridiculous. It makes people not want to play. Now, it should be noted, this is the standard for Ubisoft. Many other developers have done similar things. True, I read those off. Major hits like Hogwarts Legacy and even Red Dead Redemption 2 had exclusive missions with a monetary barrier at launch. That's not true. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Hogwarts Legacy, those levels were levels that were added after. They were part of content. The game was done. They didn't block off the level with money. I know because I own Hogwarts Legacy and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, I thought you were just going to end at I own Hogwarts, and I was like, oof. The wizard stick on this guy.
They had finished the game. The stuff that was gated off was extra levels that came out after the game's release. So that's a crock of shit. A better example is like Blizzard and stuff. They've done this shit because they're a bunch of cocksuckers. Ubisoft has also made these missions available to players after launch as part of the Ubisoft service, which, by the way, Ubisoft Plus, I've seen it's available on my PlayStation. So you can either pay them $129 one time, or you can pay a monthly fee for no fucking benefits except for being able to access levels you should have in their games, and you could pay that a month for $17.99 on top of all the other fucking subscriptions you're paying for. Thank you. What a gracious thing to do. So you either get fucked by paying this ridiculously high price, or you get fucked by adding another subscription onto all of the subscriptions you're probably paying for.
Deborah says when she was a teenager, games didn't cost this much. But when I was a teenager, like a king-size Twix was like $1.50, and that was it. Now what is it, like $3.50?
$3.50, and I'm
it's
sorry.
Like, it's crazy.
That's not worth it. The way of the Berserker mission for Assassin's Creed Valhalla sticks out as an example. But yeah, that is an Ubisoft thing. That doesn't diminish people's complaints, and whether it's acceptable is ultimately up to the consumer. Well, no, the gaming industry shouldn't be asking for this much. So, similar to Jabba the Hutt's missions tied up in a season pass, the Gold and Ultimate Edition of Star Wars Outlaws offers 3 days of early access. This has been criticized as FOMO. It is. Tactic designed to push players towards spending more. It totally is. Because you don't want to be that guy who doesn't have the fucking game day one, and you're getting it fucking ruined by people on stream who are streaming the fucking game.
Well, that's not really the problem. The problem is that everybody should have it on day one. Like,
yes,
I feel like that's the thing that's upsetting me the most about this, is that they're making you pay to have early access instead of what a lot of other people do is, if you pre-order, like, give us the money now, the game's coming out in 2 months, and then you can, I don't know, you either pick it up a day early or 2 days early, you know, whatever it is. But you didn't pay extra for it. You paid early for it.
Yeah, and to me, that's reasonable because it isn't adding anything or anything like that. It's that you put the money down because you were really excited about the game, and hell, maybe the game's shit. But unlike the other people who waited on release day, you got to try out the game before everyone else. You could tell your friends or whatever else. And they took that concept from GameStop and all the people who used to do that, and they said, nah, instead we're going to monetize it. So now if you want that 3 days of early access, you're paying an additional $40-$50 to get the privilege to play it earlier. And, we'll throw in DLC just so you don't feel like it's a total fucking waste of your money. Even though the DLC is fucking expensive as shit too. And with most games, the fucking DLC, you gotta wait for it. It's not there on day one. You gotta wait a month or two before they release the DLC. Like, I got Mortal Kombat 1, the special edition. And of course I had to get the DLC because they got Omni-Man, Peacemaker, Ernmac, Kenshi. So yeah, I wasn't gonna fucking, yeah, that was the one I paid the extra fucking whatever for. But I can tell you what, it was like $80, $90. I didn't pay $120. And I did that like last year, and they're just getting ready to release Homelander. Like,
Ooh, that'll be fun.
oh yeah, yeah, they got the voice
Homelander
lines
versus
and everything.
Omni-Man.
Huh?
Homelander versus Omni-Man. That's what I want to see.
Oh yeah, I might have to do a stream on that. I can test out my PlayStation camera. But anyways, yeah, it's fucking fun. Dude, the finisher for Omni-Man, he does the train thing. So he takes the fighter at the end and he fucking smashes his head through the train and he goes through all of the people and he's like, ah, and then he's just a skeleton when you get done. But yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Deborah said lots of marketing. Yeah, I agree. It's stupid. But anyways, games like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is the worst fucking game I ever played. Don't waste your money. They said Joker was supposed to be free, and then you know what they did? They made it super grindy to get Joker naturally. Or you could just pay $10 and unlock him. And I could tell you the missions in Kill the Justice League are so terrible. It's bad. So, of course, people don't want to go through that, so they wind up paying the $10 for Joker, which at that point, don't make him free. Just be like, fuck it, he's a $10 DLC. This is the shit that the companies have been doing for fucking a couple of years now. Diablo 4, same way. I got Diablo 4. I don't think it's a bad game, but there's a lot of bullshit on that. A lot of changes that they made. WWE 2K is terrible. It is fucking god-awful with microtransactions. Each of these titles were criticized for this. The fact remains that there is still a subset of players willing to engage with this sort of thing. The decision to employ all of the pre-release tactics discussed is this piece has hit Ubisoft quite hard. There are many saying it's deserved, and that's the matter of personal opinion. But one thing has become clear. Star Wars Outlaws is likely to have a rough launch now that the controversy has taken root. Ubisoft responds to the controversy. I'm not going to lie. The models look good. That does look like Jabba the Hutt. Look at that fat fuck. Since the clamor around Star Wars Outlaws grew too loud to ignore, Ubisoft has offered a response to the concerns, well, one of them at least, reading the backlash against gating off exclusive Jabba the Hutt missions as a fear of missing out on the character in the base game. A developer gave some clarity. Jabba the Hutt and the Hutt Cartel are one of the main syndicates in Star Wars Outlaws and will be part of the experience for everyone who purchases the game regardless of the edition. A Ubisoft spokesman told IGN, the biggest fucking assholes on the internet. I hate IGN. We've ran into them with their stellar Game of Thrones reviews. Anyways, in their initial report, the Jabba's Gambit mission is an optional additional mission with the Hutt Cartel, along with Kay and Nick's journey across the Outer Rim. This mission will be available to those who purchase the Season Pass or the edition of the game, which includes the Season Pass. Of course, the backlash surrounding the exclusive mission seems to be largely focused on the idea of charging for extra for content that exists at launch. That issue was not addressed by Ubisoft's comments. Yeah, because it's included in the fucking game.
If that's what's available at launch, we just gotta hope that she doesn't sneeze.
So
that's a Dragon Ball joke, motherfuckers.
So what is your thoughts on this bullshit?
Oh my god, like we're just It's going to be real difficult to get people into new stuff at these prices. Like, I don't see how you could make a new game and be charging something like this. Like, I feel like it's something that's exclusively for established IPs, because you're going to, like, same thing I do with the Pokemon. You're like, oh, Pokemon's bringing a game out. I'll take all of it, please. You're a Star Wars fan. You're like, oh, Star Wars is bringing a new game up. I'll take all of it, please. Somebody turns the camera on in the corner and some angry man walks in and you're like, I'll take none of it. That's scary.
Like, yeah, I mean, this is a thing, and I think it's going to hurt the creativity that's allowed for not so much independent studios, because I read like Darkest Dungeons, they raked in money and now they're porting it onto PlayStation, but this has been established on the PC, and they got ignorant, stupid money because Red Hook is pretty fair, and they've only done one DLC, and the DLC is, as promised, a new character and separate content that they coded and made at that specific time. The game was already done. You could play the base game, beat it, here's some extra, new challenges, new boss, new fucking level, whole new act, right? But it wasn't part of the designated game. And with this, it's the game is finished, there's levels in it, but you can't access the levels without paying the money. And they're like, well, that doesn't affect the main story. Yeah, it's about the money, because they're like, did you hear that response? Oh, well, you can still interact with the
This is why we need a soundboard, because then I would play, here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Oh, everybody loves Shane O'Mac.
Like,
Shane McMahon sucks, but Shane O'Mac, he's a real fucking G.
He is.
Just ask the Mean Street Posse.
Like, this is ridiculous that people buy these games under the false pretense that they're getting the game they paid for, but in fact, you're not getting the game that you paid for. You're getting half the game.
Do you want to know what I find almost as ridiculous, because it didn't really cost you much to be here. We just talked about that article for an entire hour. And I got here about, 15, 20 minutes later, something like that. You asked me about Pooh, and I was like, yeah, I like Pooh.
Let's do the whole fucking multiverse. By the way, everybody go support Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. If you can't find it in the theater, fucking buy that motherfucker, because I want Bambi Reckoning, fucking Pinocchio Unstrung, and then the Poohiverse assemble.
I thought it was Pinocchino.
Or Pooniverse.
Oh, that would be a hell of a universe. That's something we gotta get Brie Larson into.
I think she'd do it. I don't know. Brie Larson's
she's too busy stretching on her YouTube channel, which I'm game for
I am subscribed. You know, I'm still subscribed to her.
Of course you are.
We have a love-hate relationship. That's a little bit of Zod lore. Check out my channel to get my...
I know, you hate that you love her. I know.
I know. I hate myself every day. I'm like a self-deprecating villain.
What happens if you hold that mug? No, hold that mug in front of your face. No, like, put it in front of your face and gradually bring it closer to the camera so it covers your whole head. Now talk.
I am a self-deprecating villain. Rachel!
Fucking Rachel. Well, I mean, that's a little disappointing. He didn't go, Harvey, when he got there. You gotta line his... No, dude, you gotta back it a little away from the camera so we can see your neck. That way it looks like a Batman head. There you go.
Sometimes all it takes is someone putting the jacket on a small boy to give him hope to beat the shit out of villains. I scare the
villains
shit
doing
out of.
frickin'
I scare the shit out. Yeah, I scare the shit out of Vinci. She's like, "How do you do that so well?" I also do the Joker pretty well. We'll just go into some voices here for a second. You want to know how I got these scars? My father was an addict and a fiend. And one day, he goes a little bit crazier than normal. He picks up a kitchen knife and he turns it to my mother. He says, "Why so serious?" And then he comes at me with the knife. "Why so serious? Let's put a smile on your face." Why so serious? That's a lot of watching The Dark Knight, people. You're welcome. Or my particular most underrated villain of all time. He's probably wondering why you would shoot a man and throw him out of a plane. You used the shadows for cover, Mr. Lane. I was born in the shadows. Sorry, I'm a huge fan of the Dark Knight trilogy. Best fucking superhero trilogy of all time. I will fucking die on that hill. Every fucking movie. I don't even care. The third one, Dark Knight Rises or whatever. Was it Dark Knight Rises? Yeah.
Yep. The Dark Knight Rises.
It was the best. I do not care. Anne Hathaway was a sexy fucking Catwoman. Most underrated Catwoman performance. That movie was just fucking great, and I think underappreciated until this point in history. And I will die on that hill. I do not care. Christopher Nolan is a fucking genius. He was the best thing to happen to the Batman movies, and I'm kind of sad that he didn't do them. Although I will say, the Reeves Batman trilogy is shaping up to be quite nice. I can't fucking wait for the Penguin show. That is gonna be ridiculous. Like, Colin Farrell is unfucking recognizable as Penguin. That is what you call a transformation. You can look at the shots of Penguin 1,000 times. If they didn't say he was in the movie, I'd have no fucking idea that was Colin Farrell. He's like,
yeah, that is what prosthetics are today, and it's fantastic.
It is fucking great, dude. Like, I can see why he's like,
and you don't have to worry about having a Superman mustache.
Oh god. Oh god, why? The fucking Josh
$200 million movie. Why does his upper lip look totally fucked?
You know what else is totally fucked?
And you know why? The Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, exactly. But you know what else is totally fucked? There was a lemur loose and then captured, and in our favorite fucking state ever, Texas, because of course. I feel like every funny story I ever pull out always has to look at this
mammal.
Look at this motherfucker. You could tell that lemur was plotting shit. Have you ever seen Archer? Where
yes.
there was an episode, not Pam, but what's that fucking the stupid chick who's kind of crazy that she always wants to fuck Archer. She's part of the agency, not Pam.
Carol? Cheryl?
Carol, yes. Carol. Your name is Cheryl. Carol.
Cheryl.
Cheryl, yeah. Your name is Cheryl.
You mean Carol.
She's like, fuck you. And she goes, fuck
phrasing.
You too. So, if you guys ever watch Archer, Cheryl had a lemur, and Archer was super fucking stoked to pet the lemur. And he comes out and he goes, those things are not friendly.
You're looking up My Little Pony stuff.
No.
It's trying to sell you My Little Pony. That makes me think that you've been looking up My Little Pony.
Hey, I'm not a brony that you know of. Anyways, a lemur was captured several weeks on the loose in our
Aransas Pass.
Aransas Pass, Texas. So there he was. This fucking, look at this felon. Fucking dangerous creature right here.
Killing.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't do it. You can't hold me. April 19th, a lemur on the loose in Texas City for more than 2 weeks has finally been caught by animal control officials announced. Arnes Pass Animal Control said in a Facebook post that the lemur was caught in a live trap by a local man, Spencer Bell. Bell had been attempting to catch the lemur since spotting the Madagascar native animal on his dock boat on April 1st.
Okay, then.
I love these fucking dude.
Like, no one's gonna believe you're like, hey, there's a monkey loose in town. Guy checks calendar. Fuck off, sir.
How many of these weird animals we had? The fucking kangaroo. Was it in Texas as well? Was it a kangaroo in Texas too?
I don't remember.
We've had meth gators, kangaroos, and now a fucking lemur. I saw this and I go, oh yeah, this is the trilogy now. The lemur named Julian was taken to animal control where like, did they ask the lemur for his name? To the animal control where officials said his owner has 10 days to claim him or he will be taken to the Ringtail Ranch Lemur Rescue in LeBrook. Like, so
you're liking that story way too much.
So that was a quick story. So, dude, fucking Texas, dude.
So somebody just owned the monkey and it got away, or it escaped from the zoo, or it turned the tables and it put the chemicals on the scientists and ran away.
So yeah, it was this lemur that was loose on this dock for like 2 weeks. Dude was trying to catch him. Everybody thought he was fucking nuts. Finally caught him like, aha, I told you there was a lemur here, because those creatures are from fucking Madagascar. But apparently, so in Texas, you can have exotic animals. And this, yeah, it was Texas that the kangaroo escaped. This goes with like a running theme. You people in Texas, stop fucking freeing your exotic animals. You already got weird shit over in Texas. Now there's lemurs, kangaroos, a bunch of fucking wild shit running around in Texas. Fuck. There might be elephants, tigers, pandas. Who the fuck knows, dude? They cannot keep their animals contained over there. It is the funniest fucking thing I ever saw. I was like, lemur loose in Texas. Makes sense.
Yep. I mean, you would think Florida, but Texas is catching up to Florida.
Oh yeah, but PB, as the last article I did, it's funny you would mention Florida because I saved our Florida story, and not just a Florida story, PB. The last story of the night, we have a Florida man story.
Ooh, a Florida man.
So, Florida man.
Florida, let me read it. Florida man riding human-sized hamster wheel in Atlantic Ocean, arrested on federal charges.
Look at that shit.
Oh, damn, that thing's huge. Wait, is it? It looks like a ball inside of a wheel.
Dude, this is the most daring escape. I almost feel like they should let this man...
What do you mean daring escape? What do you mean escape? What are you talking about?
Because he was going to the Atlantic Ocean. Clearly, he thought he was heading towards Mexico.
What?
Yeah, in the hamster wheel.
If you're in Florida, you're going to Cuba, not Mexico.
I mean, you know, I'm not a Florida man.
I don't think that thing floats either.
I mean, maybe the plastic
Just
part.
read it. Just read it.
A Florida man who was attempting to cross the Atlantic Ocean in America. I told you he was going to try to cross the ocean.
Okay.
it. I didn't even read this. A Florida man who was attempting to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a man-made hamster wheel is facing federal charges after it took the U.S. Coast Guard 5 days to bring him ashore, according to the government complaint filed in Miami. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I just want to explain something because I was in the military. If you have to waste fucking government resources to try to fish out some fucking dumbass, and you saw that, right? And you said the same thing I was thinking. There is no way that this design is floating. Like, I commend him trying to put these, like, balls here on the side to, like, get some buoyancy, and then he's got the plastic in the middle there. But that shit's gonna sink like a fucking rock. Like,
That's what I was thinking. Like, how you take it? There's not enough buoyancy. Everything you gotta be able to breathe. It's not like a contained apparatus here. This guy's a
I
complete
know.
moron.
Fucking Florida man will fucking try that. The Coast Guard spotted Riz Blanca? Riza Blanca? We're gonna say Riza. Some 70 miles off the coast of Thebe Island, Georgia, on August 26th, while making preparations for Hurricane Franklin. So he was gonna do this in a hurricane as well.
For
Jesus.
safety.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God, this is the worst.
I mean, if you can think about it, if you could have an apparatus that was spinning a tiny ball out in the ocean, like something that's just big enough for you to be able to exist in it, it can't capsize. It's just floating on top like a bobber. Like, yeah, you might go under a wave for a little bit, but then bloop, you just pop back to the surface.
The only structural,
like, it would be cool, but it's not feasible.
Yeah, I mean, the only structural flaw in this is all that shit on the side, and of course the metal. Like, maybe it'll float, but like then you need to have, like you said, like breathing tubes or something to where you can get oxygen, so if you go under, you can fucking breathe until you come back up to the. Like, he's definitely not a fucking scientist. This is a very.
You don't say.
It's a very. I'll give him. You know what though? I'll give him credit. He's smarter than most Florida men we've read about on this channel.
I don't know about. Well, I guess he didn't eat anyone's face off, so points for that.
Yeah, the last Florida man we read about could have been a fucking zombie. I'm still going with that. Anyways,
so did he get arrested by the Coast Guard, or
he was charged on Tuesday with obstruction of boarding and violation of a captain of the port order, which is basically they had to do extra shit to get him out of the sea. Bliaca told the Coast Guard crew he was attempting to ride the hydropod vessel to England.
Okay, to England, you say, from Florida.
I was so wrong. I'm sorry, PB. You were right. It wasn't logical, like you said, Cuba or me fucking Mexico. This motherfucker was trying to go to England. Oh my God! Wow, that is so stupid. And that he had a Florida resignation, which he is unable to locate for them on board. The officer said the vessel was afloat as a result of wiring and buoys, and demanded that Blanca was conducting a manifestly unsafe voyage. The complaint said when they attempted to get him to leave the vessel, Blanca told them he had a knife and threatened to harm himself. The Coast Guard Special Agent Mike A. Perez wrote the complaint. The next day, Blanca threatened to blow himself up when the Coast Guard approached him again about leaving the vessel. When officers saw Bianca holding wires, they contacted the U.S. Navy Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit to help them determine the blast radius of the bomb, Perez wrote.
Of the bomb? He had a bomb?
he
Or
threatened
were
that he
they
had a
just
bomb.
saying that his hamster, or are they just saying that he was in a hamster wheel, so he was the bomb?
I feel like, okay, and this is my complaint with the U.S. Coast Guard. They don't really, if you know the history of Coast Guard, and this is not shitting on anybody in Coast Guard, this is just a fun military joke, but they really don't have shit else to do. I feel like they way overreacted to, let me just go back, this design right here. PB, just off of this, I'm going to say, does that look like there's any place to put a fucking bomb?
You can see right through the thing.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to imagine, okay, if he's in the water and he's floating, maybe because of these wires, like, kind of here, but this does not look like any construction that would have a bomb. Now, there could be a possibility that, like, on him, he's got a bomb, but, like, look at the way this is set up. Like, I just think he happened to cross them on the wrong day. They were fucking bored. And now they were going to embarrass the shit out of this guy for being a fucking dumbass and trying to get to England in that fucking contraption. This is like a fucking waste of time. And they're like, okay, you want to waste our time? We're going to fucking waste your time. On August 28th, Coast Guard cutters Campbell and Valet arrived
there's the Coast Guard. I knew they'd show up eventually, them bastards.
on the scene to offer support and launched a small boat to deliver food and water to give Blanco
How long do they think he'd been out there?
predictions of the hurricane report said. They again offered Blanco off the vessel and he refused, but he told them that the bomb was not real. Perez wrote, of course it wasn't real. There's no design to that. On August 29th, the Coast Guard successfully removed Blanca from the vessel, and on September 1st, he was brought to the Coast Guard base in Miami Beach. Blanca attempted a voyage similar to the homemade vessel in 2014, the complaint said. In 2015, he served a captain of the port order from the Coast Guard that appealed any subsequent voyages. Blanca failed to comply with the order and was interdicted in a homemade vessel in 2016. He attempted another voyage in 2021, and the Coast Guard intervened then as well. His attorney, Mackie Bloom, did not immediately respond Thursday to an email from the Associated Press. But he was like, he looked like this guy right here. Like, yeah, I'm representing the fucking idiot.
It's Rick. Everyone likes Rick.
So what do we think of this fucking idiot?
I mean, I knew it's just a matter of time before the Coast Guard gets involved. Nobody can ever have fun in the ocean. Your vessel is too small. Please head back to port. He's like, it's not a vessel, it's a ball.
Like,
more specifically, a hamster wheel. Like, really? A hamster wheel? And you're just like, oh, I see there's a hurricane coming, but I know how to avoid it. I'm a hamster wheel right to the middle.
Like, I don't know whether this guy is a genius and just persecuted.
Definitely not a genius. Definitely not a genius. He might be an idiot savant, but he's definitely not a genius.
Okay, all right. I want to say this guy might be an idiot savant because, one, I don't really give a shit about the Coast Guard. I think they're kind of useless. So this is one story where I want to take the Florida man's side on this. He wasn't hurting anybody. As far as I could tell, like, yes. Technically, legally, you can't go onto the oceans with unsanctioned vehicle or boats or whatever. But like, if you were on a surfboard or one of those fucking things that they give the kids at the ocean, that'd be fucking fine. So I feel like it's kind of a fucking contradiction to say he didn't have a ship-worthy vehicle. If it was floating for days and they actually found him, and besides food and water, which obviously he didn't plan out his trip very well, if those were the only things he was missing and they fucking found him, I assume in the middle of the fucking sea. First off, bravo, because I didn't think that thing would float to the middle of the fucking sea. So maybe he
Agreed.
was halfway to England. Like, I don't see where really we should.
I want to
impeach
know,
this
like,
man.
how is there not a video of how this thing works in the ocean? Like, why is that not linked in the article? These bastards, because that's all I really want to see. Is it operating and the Coast Guard looking down, going, "Look at this fucking idiot." Like what? He had a radio, or he didn't have a radio, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just call down to him. Oh, he said he's going to England. He'll get there, sometime 2025. That's if he don't veer off course. He ain't got no sextant."
Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like this is a situation where you like let nature take its course. Like, if he's meant to get there, he'll make it. If not, he won't. Like, if he made it that far to where the Coast Guard was in the middle of the ocean where they told him, "Yeah, man, you can't do this," I don't know. I feel like maybe we should have fucking just let him go about his business. I mean, am I wrong? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we should have kind of just let him keep going. I don't know. I don't feel like this is the typical Florida Man story where, yeah, it's a stupid idea. It's crazy, but I kind of really wanted to see if he would have made it to fucking England.
That would have. I would like. Yeah, like, how far does he make it until he dies? Because I'd like to know now. I'm curious, internet, you bastards.
So that was just a nice kind of two funny stories to end up with, because
I liked them.
Yeah, I think it was. I got really pissed off with the Ubisoft thing, and I was happy with the winnie-the-pooh thing, but this is hilarious. It's funny to see people that do this wild shit. And the great part about the story is no one got hurt. That guy, he starved a little bit, probably needed some water, but he's all right. He's fucking in the military base right now. But they're going to release this crazy ass. And here's the thing. I want an update. I want to see if, like, later this year he tries to do another fucking voyage out. Because this man ain't going to be happy until he gets his little homemade ship out in fucking England. And you know what? I say God bless him. Let him go. Like, if we didn't have these
Let
crazy
people try. Let people try.
I mean, think about, like, Viking times or shit like that, where they were building wooden boats and going fucking across the sea to fucking plunder and find.
You built that out of the wrong wood. Get back to shore. Fuck that. You're like, row, bitches.
It's like, let the man, if he comes up with a new way of travel, let him see if it fucking works. It's like stopping Amelia Earhart from trying to fucking fly around the world. Like, let people explore. I think it's part of the human experience. It's part of the creative process to be able to do this wild shit. And this dude has the greatest fucking story ever. He went in the middle of the fucking Atlantic with a giant hamster wheel. And if he made it to where the Coast Guard stopped him, that means he was in the middle of the fucking Atlantic, because that's where they patrol. So, I mean, he could have been halfway to England.
The coast. They don't patrol. The Coast Guard does not patrol the middle of the ocean, guy. The Navy would patrol the middle. The Coast Guard patrols I know this is going to sound wild. The coast.
I mean, that's loose. Maybe on a good day they patrol the coast.
Loose like a 10-cent hooker.
So, anyways, that's all I got for tonight. You know, every stream can't be a 3-hour banger. We're almost on
Dude,
2.
2 hours. It's going to be 2 hours any second now. 2 hours is not a short stream, guy. Like, Perp only ever goes like 90 minutes. And then he maxes out. He's got shit to do. We apparently don't.
We apparently can go for 2 hours, so you're welcome, chat. You either get 2 or 3 hours. A short stream for us is 2 hours. I was like, no, you know what's funny? I've gotten so used to like 3 being the standard that when I'm at 2, I'm like, well, tonight was a fucking short stream. Fuck, we're gonna go to bed, call it a night. That's all, folks. Hey, Carmen says, "Whole people."
Whole Carmen.
She said hello to the people, but she said whole to the bear.
Ah, whole bear.
And hello, Carmen. Great to see you. But
you
yeah,
got here just in time for us to end, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Watch a replay.
Yeah, watch the replay. It's only 2 hours because it's a short.
You can put it on 1.25 time, then we talk a little fast. We'll still take the watch hours on 1.25 time. That's okay.
Yes, please do that.
Whereas I don't get any watch hours on my channel because I don't do anything and I'm just resting on my laurels. But one day, surprises will happen.
Ooh.
Deep tease.
So anyways, I gotta go play some overpriced PlayStation games. What are you gonna do? You gonna play some overpriced PlayStation games?
Oh, I'm probably gonna watch a touch of TV, maybe a touch of YouTube, and watch an episode of Dragon Ball, and then go sleep.
I'm going to play Soma Atrainu. It's your Dracula fighting people, and then maybe some Blasphemous and Dead Island 2. Watch some TV and go to bed. I've been watching Vikings. Dude, I am hardcore into that show. And I waited because I knew the final season. So you know how you wait for the final season to end?
No.
And then you watch all of it?
No.
So, yeah, I've
never done that with any show in my entire life. Waited for it to finish and then be like, oh, now that everyone else has watched it, I'll watch it.
Well, no, I mean,
that's what happens. What are you trying to argue? I'm just stating the series of events. That's it.
God damn it. I'm trying to argue a losing argument. Would you let me argue?
All right.
Because, well, you all fuckers who watched it as it premiered, I got to basically watch it behind you, hear all the spoilers, and then
Why the fuck do I want to watch a show with all spoilers? Like, I'd be so pissed off if somebody was like, yeah, and then Iron Man died.
You're welcome. So, yeah, next Tuesday, we're going to
Carmen, we always miss you, Carmen. Why weren't you here earlier?
Yeah, Carmen. So, there. She said, come on, Bear. Let the villain preach. Thank you, Carmen. You have to put the bear in his place.
Here, we'll give Carmen exactly what she wants.
So, anyways, here's the blue eyes just for you, Carmen. So, this Tuesday, we have a special watch-along for you guys. And this one, you will be included. I know the extension works. I'm going to give you guys special extension and include you in the chat where you can watch Rebel Moon Part 2. PB's favorite director, Zack Snyder, returns with Part 2 to Rebel Moon, which we watched by ourselves and did a review. So you guys get to suffer with us for 2.5 hours.
To be fair, I don't hate Zack Snyder the most, even though if you look at the Prophets of Geek Culture, you probably will get that impression.
Yeah, he hates Ryan Johnson the most.
That is correct. And in a close second, which I didn't used to hate, but holy shit, my eyes have been burned out by lens flare, you motherfucker.
So J.J. Abrams we're talking about?
I was okay with J.J. Abrams, and then he came back and he's like, I don't know what to do. Palpatine?
Lens flare.
Lens flare. Like, come
So-
on. Lens flare. It's right here. There's my lens flare. You see that? The flare comes down right there. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Dude, one thing you can count on with J.J. Abrams, there'll be at least fucking two to three lens flares per fucking movie.
It's like repeating the solar eclipse here, guy. Whoosh.
So
Science!
So we are going to do a watch along for Rebel Moon Part 2. If you want to be a part of that and you actually want to watch the movie with us, join us next Tuesday. I will put the link in the description and the link in the chat so anybody can join us, and you'll be able to leave comments while we watch the film. You'll be able to watch it with us. It'll be fucking
They
cool.
can leave the comments. No, leave your comments on YouTube. For the love of God, leave them on YouTube, because putting the comments on the bullshit third-party thing doesn't give us any interaction. What are you doing here, guy?
No, I mean, oh yeah, that's true. The comments for the stream leave on YouTube, but you can do the interactivity like the shit we're doing right now, the chat.
No,
You can do it on
everything
the
that
movie.
you have to say it on YouTube. For the love of God, do not put anything in the other chat. I am going to specifically ignore it so that you put your comments on YouTube.
But then how are we going
What
to
are you trying to do? Are you even trying here? Like, come on, guy, get it together.
So, check us out on Tuesday. We're going to do that. Wednesday, we'll be back with the tier list. However, PB doesn't know. He's going to be running the StreamYard on Wednesday because I have to work for 2 Wednesdays for Bitchy because she'll be going away. I'll be sad and depressed. So PB is going to have to run our tier list stream. But I will rely on PB, Chris Knight, and Justin Proper to do, God help us all, to do the next 2 fucking tier lists. Oh, God, I'm going to have to watch that stream as I'm working and be like, no, what are you guys doing? What the fuck? I have to jump
Don't worry,
in.
we'll make sure that you have a vote.
Yeah, I'll be in the chat. I just can't be on the stream because I'll be working on those days. So, but Bitchy needs a vacation, and
Yes, of course she needs a vacation. She lives with you.
Yeah, so being the great dictator.
Holy shit! What up, Justin? We're just
Justin,
getting ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, the link is in the fucking in the group chat. Come on, jump in, give your fucking comments on the thing. Anyways, Justin, PB, and Chris Knight will be on those 2 days.
We give you like a couple of minutes here if you're gonna pop in and do your segment here, guy, because that would be perfect because you didn't pay attention to any of the show.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. But Justin, PB, and Chris Knight will be by themselves for these streams, and it'll be funny. I look forward to seeing their fucking ridiculous picks. Next week we have the Neil Blomkamp tier list. After that, I have another great director planned. I'm not going to say who it is, but
You're not?
No, because I already gave the list. You have to
What
keep
a
on watching
dickhead.
our streams to keep up, but it might be Jordan Peele. Who knows?
We're gonna
but
rank
do-
3 movies that
I
I
mean-
haven't seen any of. I'll just skip
I
that
mean-
one. Then.
You can't. You got to host a stream.
I'm not gonna host a stream where I can't participate in the stream. That sounds terrible.
Okay, I'll shuffle them around. We'll do another one.
I mean, I guess how many freaking Jordan Peele movies are there actually? 4?
4 now, yes.
Okay, well, that's not enough to do a tier list, first of all. Like, we should really be in double digits, like the age of our guest. Thank God.
Oh, yes. Yes, hello.
No children here.
No children.
Ah, driving, Justin.
Yes, I'm on the way home from work. I
Do
wish.
you keep a bag of candy in your van?
I don't drive a van. I drive just a regular
Dude,
sports
nobody
car.
can no a regular sports car. So what?
Yes.
You drive a Miata or what?
Yes.
Or an MX-5 or what are we talking about? Sports car?
Yes. Yes.
I always pictured you in
Yes.
like a
Yes,
Chevy
that's not
Celebrity
important.
station wagon.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not me driving.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Well, my parents used to own a Celebrity station wagon. It was amazing. 3.6 liters, V6, fucking squeal the tires on that bitch. That's why I took my driver's test in 20 fucking years ago. Oh, that car is a beast.
Nice.
It had the old school skinny steering wheel. You know what I mean? With little grooves all the way around for your fingers. Oh, that was nice.
Nice.
Zod.
I'm
where the hell
sorry.
is
I need
this
you to
at?
bring. I need you to bring the headlines up for Justin's segment.
So,
Yes. Can you
headlines.
You guys hear me just fine?
Yes.
Mostly. I wouldn't say perfect, but mostly.
Okay. All right. Well, let's
Like,
go,
you have
fucker. Let's go.
Yeah!
What are the headlines?
Justin
Sorry,
Proper
sorry.
reacts to headlines on Late Night Talks.
Okay, so the first one. Star Wars Outlaws controversy explained. Why fans are mad about Ubisoft's open world game.
Oh, what the fuck did they do this time? I haven't been keeping track of this shit because I have a life now. So it could be a fucking. What is there? A woman? Is it Kathleen again? What the fuck's going on?
No.
It's the same bullshit.
What's going?
I don't know.
What's going on is they want to charge you like a couple $100 to get like the full package.
The full game.
Explain what is the full package, may I ask?
The full package is getting all of the DLC that's available plus the base game.
Is it
for
all
$200?
DLC? Is it all DLC forever?
No, it's just
Everything
made
that
the whole-
comes.
Yeah, they made the whole game.
They had a whole
but
list.
Yeah, they made a whole game, but they locked off levels unless you pay the extra like $60 to $70. And you
They
get
blocked off
crazy.
levels that you can play? So they
Yes.
blocked off part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And they hid it behind the paywall.
Yep.
Oh, these bitches. Oh, God. Wow, they're really hurting, aren't they? That's, wow. I'm not surprised. Didn't they have a problem about another game or something? With the microtransactions?
Yeah,
I don't
it's an
remember what it
Ubisoft
was.
thing.
I remember you being pissed about it though. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, well, we're pissed about a lot of things, and apparently Star Wars can't even get anything fucking right. They can't even make a goddamn video game. Jesus. Fuck. Whatever. Next.
So, the next one, and my favorite one, Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey team are teasing an Avengers-style horror movie featuring Pooh, Peter Pan, Bambi, Pinocchio, and more, called the Poohiverse.
Oh, the Poohverse? Oh, I heard about that. Yeah. Sounds accurate. I mean, it's still gonna suck, but it's just like, will they progressively become less terrible? I hope so.
Dude, you gotta see Blood and Honey too.
But
It was fucking amazing.
No!
Yes!
No! I don't want to. I don't want
You
to.
need to.
Okay, if I get to talk to Rise, then sure, I'll do it.
Carmen says, "Sorry, Justin, I'm leaning you." Yep, that's what it says. Leaning you.
What does that mean?
It's supposed to say leaving, but it's a typo.
Oh, like, no, I think she's saying leaning towards my opinion, which is correct.
Sure.
Oh my god. Moving on. Loose lemur captured after several weeks in Texas.
Why was he in Texas? Was he riding a horse? Was he at the saloon? Where did they catch
saving
him?
a cowboy.
Save a cowboy, ride a lemur.
Or probably. Yeah.
Oh no. No.
That was okay. I'll give you that. Zod doesn't have very many funny lines, so that's okay.
That was gross. Sure.
It was funny. It was not expected. It involved bestiality. It was a good vulgar joke. Okay, unless you're serious. Otherwise, like I don't even know how it's gonna fit.
Hold on. You think he was being serious before? Wait until you hear this next serious headline.
Okay.
Florida man named Riz arrested while riding a hamster wheel in the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, I've seen that happen before. Why wouldn't you arrest him? Give him a fucking medal.
He was out there.
Thank you. That's what we said.
I agree. Let him try.
But here's the best part.
Well, also, there's been people who've done it before, and nothing the fuck happened to them. What the fuck was with this guy? What did he do?
They thought he had a bomb.
Yeah, they thought he had a bomb.
Why would you have a bomb in that? You're in a little hamster wheel by yourself. What are you gonna do? Blow yourself up?
Right.
And and the little bubble? What? That's so stupid. That's not like a bomb threat. That's called suicide. If he's by himself, no one around him.
We know who called the frickin' Coast Guard on him. There was a giant piece of plastic floating in the ocean, and Greta got on the horn and was like, "Save the turtles! Get that man out of the ocean!"
Oh yeah, you know what? You know what? Why? Yeah, I think I know why. Because we're about to approach Earth Day. That's why. That's why everyone has their panties in a wad.
You want to hear the greatest thing? Take a guess where in the world he was trying to get to.
Carmen San Diego. Oh.
You said the same thing as BB. You would think no.
Yeah.
You know where he was trying to go to? BB? England.
Yeah.
He was trying to go to England?
Yeah. Yeah. From Florida.
He was trying to run across the ocean.
Yeah. He was trying to Jesus his way all the way to England.
Did he have supplies?
No, not at all. He's a Florida man.
No, all he had was a bomb.
All he had was a pod floating around. Unless a shark eats it, he's probably not going to sink as much as a boat. But what a fucking moron! But he's amazing. But
I know that's what I'm saying.
You didn't even bother to. You didn't want to even at least try to drive up to Maine or something where it might be a little easier, to go by car instead of a hamster ball from Florida. And you're trying to get to England? Are you trying to get to one of the islands? Do you just want to avoid the iceberg because you don't want to end up like the fucking Titanic and it just the bubble sort of just pops and it floats away like a little fart balloon? Like what? No. That's my favorite.
That was our favorite.
I knew it
too.
would be.
That was our favorite too. It was I gotta tell you, I agree with what everybody said. 100%. This guy. Look, I say it's natural selection. It's fucking nature. If you have somebody who wants to float their way to fucking England from fucking Florida, I say Godspeed. Either he's gonna make it or nature's gonna take its course.
Yeah, if nature takes its course, which is most likely wouldn't happen, good riddance. As long as if he had a passport, I think he would have been okay.
And if he makes it, then that guy's my new fucking hero. Good for you.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's gonna be one of the bravest men. He's gonna be honored. The King of England will knight him for coming over and immigrating in that way. It's we're gonna give you citizenship, just honorable citizenship.
Yeah,
you are knighted.
I think we stifled on this day. It was kind of a tragedy because we stifled one of the most creative, inventive ways to get from place to place. He could have had a whole new marketing thing. I mean, this man could have been down on his luck and just created a new transportation. And we stifled this man's creativity. And I agree with you.
If it would have ran on fossil fuels, they would have left him alone.
Oh yeah, 100%. The
Like,
fucking
did you buy oil? Then we're good.
Enron fucking Nexon would have fucking funded this guy thing. Oh yeah, we're saving the planet. He's got fuel efficiency.
Yeah, this could have easily been one of the greatest accomplishments ever in human history, including going to the moon. You know, that's a piece of shit compared to a guy in a hamster wheel running his way to fucking England with nothing but a passport and probably his swim trunks. Good for him. You know what? This guy, you know what? He's the kind of guy that you don't want to arrest. You don't want to lock him up. You want to give him his own fucking radio show or something, or his own podcast, or his own TV show. This guy has
from the Atlantic Ocean. Could be big.
Some of the crazy people need to be out here just for the entertainment.
I know. This is one of the Florida man stories where we all agree. This guy is probably one of the most creative Florida men I think we ever talked about on this channel. So we salute you, Rizza. That was his name. And next trip, I hope the Coast Guard does not interfere with your run, sir. I hope you make your dreams come true. And on that note...
Yes, I hope the pod says, I have permission. It's okay. And then just keep doing his thing. Like Biden said it was okay. Has a forged letter with,
Dude, he's half asleep anyway. Biden doesn't know what he's fucking signing from day to day. So you know what? Get your fucking note from Biden. You can get it from Sleepy Joe. He spends half of his time asleep anyways. And Godspeed. We hope your next fucking cruise is a success. And on that note, I want to say thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you for everybody on this panel. We appreciate you. I appreciate the views. And we had 633 people watch our last James Bond movie review, which was the worst and most painful for me and PB to get through.
Worse than Casino Royale? That was a rough one.
Way worse.
This one was a 4. It was bad. So thank you everybody for watching and watching us suffer through that. We will be watching Rebel Moon on part 2 on Tuesday. And then Wednesday there will be a tier list. I will not be on because I have to work for my
Wait a minute. You made us come up with this crap. I'm watching all these movies and you're not gonna even fucking be here?
No, right. I gotta next Wednesday PB will be hosting. I've got to work for Bitchy, unfortunately. She is going on vacation. She needs a break, and I've got to pick up the hours so the fucking front of my business doesn't fall apart. So I'm going to be doing security, but I will be watching the stream and throwing in my comments from time to time because it's going to be fucking boring and slow and nothing going on. I'm going to be mostly at the door checking.
Speaking of boring and slow, I started watching his movies, and oh my god.
I can't wait to tell you how wrong you are. I'm going to be in the chat going, I will give you guys my rank in the chat.
We're not going to read your comments.
No, I'm going to give you my fucking rank in chat. Look, I will fucking personally text PB and be like, PB, you tell them it's a 5.
PB's phone's on silent. He's on screen. He's business to do. We don't have distractions.
But no, go check it out. We're going to do Neil Blomkamp on next Wednesday, and then after that, I've got to kind of pick I've got a couple of different picks for directors for next Wednesday, and then we're going to end them with a special director that PB loves. I can't wait. The last group of directors is going to be interesting because it's going to be PB's favorite director of all time.
Oh, I don't know what this one is.
Oh, you do, because I told you, but we're sworn to secrecy. It's going to be...
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
PB's favorite director who's done great creative work. And...
when?
Oh, you know him. and you are a huge fan of his work.
Okay,
sure.
let's. All right, I gotta go now.
Okay, so anyways, thank you
Bye-bye,
everybody for
Justin.
watching. Please hit that like, share, subscribe, and as always, remember the only rule here in the Phantom Zone.
When you mix a Florida man and a Texas man, that's how you get Alabama cousin sisters.
Yay.